Hi guys, Eric Pathy here at PickDogs.com. The last two videos we were sitting next to each other in Nevada. Now we're in the same state. I'm in Big Bear, California. You're in LA, California. But I came to a house that actually has my own business card. Look at that. I'm my own. I have now have a construction company. No, I'm at my
Okay.
cousin's house. He has a construction company, and it's interesting. I don't know. I drove. It was 80 degrees in Vegas. I got up here. It was 50 degrees, and there's still 6 feet of snow on the ground on the side of the roads because it's a ski resort. This is unbelievable that you can go 3 hours from hell in Las Vegas to a ski chalet in the same 3 hours away.
Yeah. Big Bear is a nice town.
Yeah, so like I said, especially if you like to ski and snowboard. With that being said, we went to go eat in it's called the Village. I'm sure people that watch this, I know I have a couple clients that come here to ski, and somebody walked by and I was and like did a double take, snap back at me, and I go, I know, picked up. He goes, hey, I reckon, Al, we forget how many people watch these videos and know who we are. Does it happen? I guess it's different in LA.
No, but it happened to me more when I did the television shows back in the early aughts. With Wayne Root and
Right.
Jim Feist, and there. I mean, I'd walk around Las Vegas. And a lot of it would be in the sports books where they would recognize me, and I'd come in a suit after the shooting the show, and then people at like the Palms Casino would give me shout outs and stuff.
Right.
Since then, not as much, which is good because I prefer not to have people come up
I
to me.
get it. I get it. I get it. So with that being said, like I said, I'm usually waiting for you and it's getting late where I'm at. It's the same time. So with that being said, it is exactly as we speak, 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 11 o'clock at home in Baltimore, Maryland. And listen, I don't watch the games all day long. I know that it's been a wild. We talked about the 5 and the 12 the other day when we were walking back to
Yeah, I meant to
the.
look. I meant that to look that up for you too.
So we were talking about the perception of the 5 beats the 12, or the 12 beats the 5, and then McNeese State was the first one the next day that they got the
Right.
job done. But you know
Yeah.
what
No,
I
I'm going to look it up as we talk because I wanted to see.
well
It had that great record for a long time. I'm just curious to see if it
so yeah,
sustained it or
you know what.
kind of
And the
flattened
other
out.
thing that I wanted to look, you don't have to look it up on this video, but so I was in Vegas when UMBC beat Virginia. That was obviously like one of the biggest upsets. But then the next game, they couldn't make the line high enough. It was like that was their championship game that they won, and they just got shellacked in the second game. And I almost wonder if like that's just the auto bet fade McNeese State because they did they it was the big upset. They no matter what happens, they took out a 12. Now they took out a 5, excuse me. And then I wonder how many people just automatically bet against them just because it's kind of like they had their big win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do. I think each game is different, and you have to handicap the games, by themselves. And but I'm looking at the 12-5 situation, and um,
And I'm looking here.
yeah, I mean the five seeds against the spread are 62 and 71 going back to 1990. So it's not this extraordinary record for the 12s or 71 and 62.
Right.
Um, it's just that
You
a
remember it.
good percentage of them win straight up.
Ah, got it.
They're winning straight up 38% of the time. They're covering the spread. Um, what do you call it? 54% of the time. Um, but it's yeah. I mean, lately uh, the fives have done okay lately. If you go back to post COVID, for example, let me just see what the record is: 2-2, 4-4, 9-8, 10-8. 10-9. Okay, so it's 10-9 post COVID. The fives are up with Oregon remaining. I don't. I've been working today, so I don't know the score of the Oregon game. Um,
I can look while we're talking.
Yeah. Oh, I see. At 31-14. So there's a good chance that the five seeds would be 11-9 post COVID ATS. But everyone likes to play the 12s.
Everyone likes to play the 12s. By the way, how about my Maryland team? Just rolling today. Laying
Yeah.
10 against Grant. Just, woo! It'll be interesting to see how far they can get in the tourney. Duke, I think that was your futures. They not only won today, covered, I think, by a bucket. I think they won by
I think they
34.
covered by more than that. They won by
No,
44.
you sure?
I'm pretty sure I could do math.
I thought they won by 34 because I was driving up.
No, 93-49.
Oh, okay. I checked the score earlier in the day. Okay, got it. So you
Yeah.
still you still like them versus I know you have the futures on them.
I mean, I'm happy with the 10-1 odds. I would never bet it at 3-1 or 4-1 or whatever it is now. I think in my bracket I picked Auburn to win it all. So I switched. Usually I don't switch when I have, a really good team that's lived up to the expectations in the regular season that I had in the preseason. Usually I just let it ride and stay with it. I wouldn't have. I mean, obviously, I think Duke has a hell of a shot, but as I did the bracket, just wound up that I ended up with Auburn. I think there's four teams that can win it, and obviously the obvious ones, Florida, Auburn, Duke, and Houston. I think are the teams that can win it. I think the most likely ones would be Duke, Auburn, and Florida would probably be my top three. And yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't bet
Well,
on any of them really.
and with that being said, guys, you're watching this video. Let's not forget about NBA. You had a 9-unit release yesterday on the Bucks in the NBA. You had a 2-unit release on the Bulls. I know that a lot of the gamblers, especially that were met in Las Vegas, have tunnel vision. I would say 99% of the people that are walking around the casino during today, tomorrow, and Sunday probably are not looking at the NBA at all.
And that's also reflected on the sales. When you look at the sales, um, it's almost like the NBA and the
Doesn't exist,
NHL doesn't
right?
exist on this week.
Exactly. But if you're an all access member and you're on the Telegram channel, man, we've had a great week. You had a 7-unit play, a 6-unit play, a 9-unit play, a 2-unit play. We have plays going tonight. So again, Al's doing the work across both college and the NBA, not just throwing it out there and saying, oh, because it's March Madness, we're going to forget about any opportunities. I always say, like my partner Duke used to say, the money is green. It all spends the same, whether you win it on the Bucks or whether you win it on Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So with that
Yeah.
being said, I know you got for all you guys, 7-day trial offer, 1,443-957-1006. There's no better time to hop on an overlay across if you're a premium member or you're a new member and you just want to try out Big Al. But I know with that being said, I know you got an NIT play because I know that gamblers in
Yeah,
Vegas
as you said,
probably
money
aren't,
spends money spends the same whether it's NIT or NCAA.
and I'm sure they're not even looking at the NIT.
And I will say this: there's a hell of a game on Sunday in one of the minor tournaments. That will be a 9-star, probably. Maybe it'll be a 10, probably a 9. So yeah, it doesn't matter to me if it's NCAA, NIT, CBI. It's all the same.
There you go.
But yeah, we're on a really nice run. Through the time of this recording, we're 33-16. Our
Straight up.
last 49
That's
for
right.
ATS.
Right.
Yeah, maybe I misheard. Yeah, so 33-16. It's been a nice 8 days for us, and we're going to look at an NIT matchup. This game won't be on our card, but it's good enough for a free play. And it's the Dayton Flyers are playing UT Chattanooga, and Chattanooga had an upset win over Middle Tennessee in its most recent game. That was that game that went into like double or triple overtime, and they escaped with a win. Dayton's is interesting because they were a number one seed, but because of a scheduling conflict at UD Arena, they're on the road. So they're playing this game in Chattanooga. But they are favored. They are the better team. They're laying 2.5 points. And I don't like taking teams in round 2 of the NIT that are off upset wins in round 1, as Chattanooga is. And I like Dayton minus the 2.5.
There you go, guys. Dayton minus the 2.5.
Oh, it also goes early. It goes at 11:30 a.m. early on Saturday morning.
11:30 a.m. early. That's Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
So that's 8:30 a.m. for you and me here in California. 443-957-100. I'm sorry, 956-1007 or whatever number you see on the screen. Send me the text 7-day trial offer for $1,000. And as always, good day and good luck.